What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy No Fuss Giving Trey back with another video. And today I'm gonna be talking about why Pisces aren't afraid to lose people. And I'm gonna break it down for y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all these 50 reasons, examples, and outcomes. Now, the very first thing is this, is one of the reasons is that Pisces values peace over company. So here, let's just say there was constant drama. Then the outcome for Pisces will be to leave the situation. Because even if there is confusion, Pisces doesn't want to be in it whatsoever. Now, number two is the fact that Pisces, they notice one-sided efforts that are made. So an example of this would be always being the one to text first, even if the Pisces usually talks to you over the phone, but let's just say a pattern starts. And as you guys know, a Pisces will catch on to patterns. And it could be something you do every day at a certain time. You could simply ask your Pisces mate or friend, what are you doing? And then a Pisces will simply say, hey, I'm at work, or I'm here, or I'm there, or I'm doing lawn work. And then 3 hours later, the same person does it again. And they say the same exact thing that they said 3 hours ago. And this is on a consistent basis. Well, even if you think that, oh, I'm just, chiming in and I'm just checking on you, that could be annoying to Pisces, to where that pattern makes Pisces start to question your motives and intentions because of the constant texting. And yes, the Pisces may have a different way that they will rather communicate. And sometimes people will agree, but some people will agree and still not answer their phone or still not make the phone call. Because one thing is that a Pisces has effective communication, but it's difficult when others don't understand them. So with that being said, if the Pisces is the one that is always texting first or initiating a connection with you, they will stop reaching out as a result. Now, number three is simply because Pisces, they outgrow people. So if you're not able to help your fellow Piscean with, being supportive, or just, being on the same page, or let's just say you're used to the mundane situations, activities that you once were involved in with your fellow Piscean, a Pisces could just simply outgrow people and find the need, to excel elsewhere with different folks that are doing different things. Now, number four is the fact that Pisces, they get tired of fake energy. So if they're given 100%, which they oftentimes usually do, and they get 50% or less, or 75, the Pisces is going to leave. And everything that I'm mentioning it causes the loss. See, it causes the loss of people. And this is something that happens rapidly. It's not something that takes forever for a Pisces to do. Just as you would turn the lights on and turn them off, as quick as it sounds, is the same example that it would take if a Pisces cut someone off. Now, another thing is that a Pisces not only hates fake connections, but number five is Pisces, they hate forced connections. So a Pisces doesn't believe in, chasing someone down to make them do something, or, just simply sweating someone, where the Pisces is not going to go along with this. Now, number six is the Pisces will rather be alone and have the solitude and the peacefulness instead of the drama. So when things are, when things are dramatic, there's constant drama, confliction, and to prevent themselves from having to explain things, because like I say, it's not as hard to understand a Pisces as it seems, and some people just don't want to, and they just don't like the Pisces. And sometimes they give Pisces a hard time, but they try to gaslight and put Pisces into a position of explaining themselves, which is definitely a boundary. See, and if that boundary gets challenged or gets pushed, what may happen is you will get cut off. And that might be the worst case scenario for you, or something that you may have not likely wanted that situation of being cut off to happen. And I'm going to tell you, why is this? Because number 7, the Pisces would, like I say, remember the disrespect. Remember how you handle a situation versus what you could have done, which was easier. And it's not like the Pisces is putting you through difficult, scenarios. The Pisces is simply saying, okay, if I'm texting you for a majority of the time, why can't you meet me halfway? And that's fair. But obviously, when it's not fair, the Pisces will cut you off. And this will cause the Pisces to release you. Now, number 8 is the fact that Pisces, they notice change in behavior. So that is in the same scenario with energy shifting. So as soon as you change the way you met the Pisces, let's say the first impression, and you show something else that wasn't presented, or it's almost like you didn't meet that side of that person all at once on that first day. It's like that person kept that part of themselves away from you. They kept it as a secret until a certain time, so that could come off as a hidden motive or a hidden motivation, to the Pisces. Now, another thing is that number 9 is that a Pisces may just stop explaining themselves. Remember, I said it's not good to explain yourself anyway, because what may happen is people will start to hear things about your life. Let's say, personal things that probably should stay private in your life. Let's say you're taking medication, or, you take the bus to work, or just little things that is nobody's business and is considered personally yours. So Pisces would not fall for this, because that is a form of how people manipulate when it comes to people, especially Pisces, explaining themselves. So this is why Pisces would just cut you off. Now, number 10 is the fact that after all this turmoil and conflicting of a situation with others, the Pisces intuition always warns them of all these different things, these different feelings, these different energy shifts. Every single thing in the observation of which a Pisces will sit and observe and wait and harness is the fact that the intuition is warning them to do so in the first place. So this is why suddenly things change regarding a Pisces letting you go. Number 11 is the fact that a Pisces can get emotionally exhausted because of trying to figure out what is really going on versus what a person is trying to get you to believe on the surface. Now, number 12 is the fact that a Pisces will see hidden motives. Number 13 is they refuse to beg, they refuse to chase, they refuse to try to explain things, work things out. Anything that seems extra and unnatural, a Pisces will refuse to do so. Number 14 is the Pisces. They know their self-worth. They know their worth in a situation. And they always have an abundance mindset that, hey, I could go out and find something new. See, new people, new environments, whatever the situation may be. Now, number 15 is the Pisces. They value authenticity. So it's in your best interest to be the best version of yourself in everything of your strengths and your weaknesses. So you got to be 100 if you want to keep a Pisces. Now, number 16 is a Pisces. Like I say, they don't chase validation. So they're not interested in, trying to do things like people pleasing or trying to get you to, write something off or agree with them. Because simply, if a Pisces like something, they like it. If they love something, they love it. if they don't like something, they don't like it. And if they have a feeling about something, 9 times out of 10, they've already made a decision about that same thing. It's like if a Pisces doesn't like pizza, they don't like pizza. It's not no, only if it's a different topping, they just don't like it. They won't eat it. So you can't change their mind. And no matter how many people say, oh, just try it, well, just try this kind, or, maybe you ate it from a wrong, you know, restaurant. It's like if a Pisces say they don't do something, they don't do it. Now, number 17 is a Pisces adapts quickly. That could be good or that could be bad. A Pisces can adapt to any situation, any person, any environment. So a Pisces is able to, chameleonize themselves into a situation where everybody in that situation or environment looks, appears the same because of the adaptable personality of Pisces, one of their skills, one of their gifts. Now, number 18 is the fact that Pisces, they heal in isolation. So that's why Pisces uses distance as a what? Shield. And that is the protection of Pisces, which is in their arsenal regarding their armor. So here in the distancing, that allows them to heal from any wounds, any pain along the way in isolation. So number 19 is the fact that a Pisces, they can get attached deeply, but detach completely. So as I mentioned before, Pisces is mutable. So here they could do 2 different things where they can think of one thing, and even if they think and make a decision, they can always detach. So that second fish is all about the escape. So when it comes to hiding and seeking, things such as hiding from intruders, enemies, unwanted invitations, people, places, or things, as a Pisces adapts, a Pisces knows that it cannot adapt to everything in its way, in its environment, because of the boundaries. See, the boundaries which are placed in a path of anyone concerning humans in the day-to-day tasks, the day-to-day, you go to work every day, there's always boundaries, as you know it and as you see it. When you get up for the, work in the morning, you have to move your car, you have to drive a certain way according to, your driver's test. You can't drive recklessly, so you have to stay in the boundary in order to not be affected. So Pisces sees these boundaries, but if the Pisces knows that the boundaries are not their own, then they know that they must be dissolved. But what is the point of adapting to a situation that doesn't serve me? See, so that's why sometimes a Pisces can just, attach deeply at first, but then detach completely because they've noticed that, okay, I can't be here. See, now number 20 is the fact that a Pisces, they prioritize mental health. So they will do something, or in regards to their decision, they will make sure that they are emotionally safe. Now, number 21 is the fact Pisces, they don't trust words without actions. So you can't just say you're going to do things, because a Pisces is going to investigate. They're going to, they're going to watch you. Even if they hang with you, they're always doing, a background check. So you're never scot-free. You're never all the way in as you may feel, because a Pisces still has to know they can trust you while they're with you and when they're away from you. See, now another thing is for number 22 that I have is that Pisces, they hate feeling tolerated. See, it's almost like, oh, a Pisces knows that you can behave a certain way that comes off always nice or friendly. And a Pisces is not going to trust this, because a Pisces knows that in itself could be the facade in such a way, because you're trying to get me to trust you, but you're trying to force me through your behavior. So a Pisces will definitely not want to be in a situation where it feels like they're being tolerated. Now, number 23 is the fact that Pisces, they sense resentment. They can feel and sense tension, grudges, anger, any emotion that ever existed, they can feel it. Another thing for number 24 that I have is the fact that Pisces, they get tired of excuses, and excuses are somewhat related to lies because you're just avoiding accountability when you do so. Now, number 25 is the fact that Pisces, they don't enjoy competition. So if you're on that, you're going to lose your Pisces because a Pisces is not going to, befriend, Pisces is not going to merge and draw and make a connection with you only to compete with you. That's never something that they want from a friendship or a relationship. Now, another thing is Pisces, they don't force friendships. They are not as quick as you may think of forming friendships or just getting close to people. Because here's the thing. When people try to get close to Pisces, Pisces swims away. See, because it's like, you can't just, and a Pisces can feel when you're probing. A Pisces can feel when you're trying to attach or trying to stick. And it's like, you always have to leave room for a Pisces to escape out of respect, see, for its boundary. Now, number 27 is the fact that Pisces, they don't force relationships. As I said with friendships, they don't force any type of connections because what a Pisces is looking for is those who are drawn to me, those that hear my voice, just like Jesus said, where if you know it's me and you like me and you want to be around me, then you will come on your own. So that will be that of which a person will show interest, then they will join you. So you wouldn't have to go chasing them, asking them, or trying to, include them. Now, number 28 is this: a Pisces, they don't force family bonds. So if you're expecting a Pisces to, force a family gathering, a cookout, barbecue, birthday, baby shower, they're not going to invite everybody just because that's what everybody does. They're going to invite the people that want to be there. It's like, oh, I'm having this and you're welcome to come, but it's not going to be a forced situation where a Pisces is going to like send out cards and different warnings and, dates, or, hey, last day to, sign up, or they're not going to do that. Now, number 29 is a Pisces would rather start over. See, at any time, they're willing to start over if that means that, hey, we started a relationship, we loved each other, but unfortunately, I can't trust you, or I don't feel like I can make a decision. So I'm always willing to start over. I'm always willing to alchemize the situation into something that feels more right to my spirit and feels safe for my emotions, see, to feel it. So if you can't wait for a Pisces to feel things through first and be able to make a sound, decisive decision, then you're going to lose them. Now, another thing, number 30, is the fact Pisces, they know everything ends eventually. See, and that's the whole problem that people fail to realize with Pisces, is that Pisces is the ending. Pisces is the new beginning, the alpha and the omega in such a way. And the thing about what I'm going to tell you what that means, that a lot of times when a Pisces crosses your path, usually there's a new beginning of something new, rejuvenated, and then there's an ending that could also be the case. So a Pisces coming into your life, or just presently just existing in your environment, could be a blessing or a curse, because there will be an ending. There could be something that was going on for a long time. It could have been people doing things they had no business doing in a facility, a company. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be relationship related. It could be anything. But let's just say a person was smoking when they shouldn't have, or it's just like a situation where there is a addiction, where a person is just addicted to doing something that they're not supposed to. We're just going to say that, for example. But a Pisces will be the one to put the nail in the coffin regarding that person, because Pisces will either say something or do something that will get the person's full undivided attention in regards to healing or getting the lesson. See, so it's almost like a Pisces could witness the lesson and then communicate it to the person because of it. It's like, yo, you wouldn't have been in this situation had you stopped smoking. So it's like uses always an ending to a problem, a situation, addiction, to whatever it could, whatever it could be. It's like a Pisces is there to heal, but at the same time, a Pisces can be the lesson. So another thing is that Pisces for number 31 is that Pisces, they don't like controlling people. So if you want to do something, it must be because you want to do it. So the authenticity is all about you being who you truly are, and then you making decisions about what you want, see, not what you want to tolerate. Now, number 32 is the fact, see, Pisces, they notice jealousy. They notice when people aren't, happy for them. They notice when people aren't clapping for them, when people aren't truly supportive of them. So a Pisces, when they see this type of situation and notice it, they break away from it. They leave. The distancing is a Pisces protection. So they will create the distance, enough space just for them to have what? Just for them to be able to feel things out and make a decision. But the distance has to come with it. Now, number 33 is the fact that Pisces, they hate manipulation. So this is why Pisces is not easily pinned down. And a lot of times they're very unpredictable in their decisions. So when you think they may say yes, they just might say no. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Because number 34 is the fact Pisces, they see the patterns earlier on. So this is something that you just may not know about them. And the simple fact is that number 35 is that Pisces, they stop investing emotionally, especially when they already come to that conclusion. So once they, cut off the emotional investing into the relationship, the friendship, the job, then they physically leave. But at the same time, as I mentioned, number 36 is that the Pisces becomes independent after heartbreak. See, this is a Pisces domain. This is like a home for Pisces when it comes to isolation, peacefulness, praying, and meditation, and, doing yoga, and just being able to center themselves to feel their own true emotions and not always, everybody else's. Now, another thing as for number 37 is that Pisces, they don't like feeling unwanted. So this is why they're willing to wait for the real deal. Now, number 38 is the fact that Pisces, they protect their energy. And this is done by them separating themselves from anyone or anything in isolation. Now, number 39 is the fact that Pisces, they forgive, but at the same time, they change. So even if they forgive you about something you did to them, they're going to change the version of themselves. See, because of Pisces, after going through a lesson or a pattern that needed to be broken or ended, a Pisces rejuvenates, alchemizes that pain and turns it into a new version. So the Pisces just get smarter at not falling for whatever it may have, failed for, missed, anything that may have, snuck by them. They will definitely change and evolve into a newer version of themselves. Now, another thing with Pisces is that number 40, a Pisces, they don't forget lessons. And number 41, they choose growth. So they always like to challenge themselves, put themselves in experiencing things that require growth. Now, number 42 is the fact Pisces, they stop fighting for dead situations. And once they realize that it's dead and that nothing will come from this, you would definitely lose them. Now, number 43 is the fact that Pisces recognize incompatibilities. So they know who they are, compatible with, and who they don't. They know who they get along with and who they don't. So another thing with number 44 is that Pisces, they value freedom. So they care about their own well-being and the mere fact of them being able to make decisions without feeling, any type of negative emotions coming from others. Now, number 45 is the fact Pisces, they learn from betrayals. like I say, as they experience these betrayals, then they start to alchemize the pain, turning it into creativity and being able to start a new version of themselves with a smarter mindset. See, so that way that they can tap into their subconscious, and that way they know, okay, that they won't go through the same thing, or now they know better. Now, number 46 is the fact Pisces become harder to reach. So you have to always remember the two fish are connected together. So they cannot separate from themselves, but they can definitely separate from you because of the space that's given. So every time the Pisces has created space, that space is not for them, because they already are restrained to their inner beings with the two fish going upstream and fish going downstream. So they can't leave from that. But they create this space because when you create space, you see through the illusion. So this is why they're harder to reach. See, because you're not being truthful with yourself first. So you can't even see Pisces or grasp them or understand them because you haven't fully 100% accepted yourself, and you're not being who you truly are. Now, another thing is number 47 is Pisces. They stop expecting people to change, because one thing about it, as you have noticed or may have heard, that some people are stuck in their ways and some people won't change in this lifetime. And the thing about it is, you shouldn't expect this. It's like, it's a surprise if someone does, but don't expect people to change, because they're not always going to, you know. And see, number 48 is that Pisces realize peace is priceless. So one thing about peace is it doesn't cost anything, but you have to make room for it, and you have to sacrifice, because in order to get to this point, you have to let people go. See, because not everybody can be around you. As I mentioned, not everybody is willing to change for that very reason. So it all boils down to you valuing yourself and your time, and you making the time for yourself in order to have peace. See, now number 49 is the fact that Pisces would rather lose people than lose themselves. This is why I said the two fish would never lose themselves, because they're always together. And even if the distance is created between the two fish, all that does is allow Pisces to go within. See, and going within is in regards to what you can't see. So what we're referring to here is prayer. So when it comes to a Pisces, and in just the simple fact that they're willing to let people go, because one thing about Pisces is they do not like confusion. They don't like any type of fake vibes. And usually you only obtain those fake vibes when you're rushing through life, you're being, impatient when getting to know people. And one thing about Pisces, they're willing to wait and see what's below the surface first, before the person even opens their mouth to introduce themselves. Now, number 50 is the fact that once a Pisces emotionally checks out, the relationship is already over. So there's no closure. So your last text message with a woman that you were friends with, or that you were dating, or that you were in a relationship with, or if you were married, once the Pisces emotionally checks out, always remember it's already over. See, a Pisces is going to leave the situation as if it never existed. See, because true life, you can only have true life when you're being authentic. Now, how does each zodiac sign react when Pisces walks away? And see, the thing about it is every sign is affected, whether they want to admit it or not. Aries, it is a huge reaction, because here, this cranks the motor, see, within Aries, and it gets them hot, angered, see, intensifies the emotions. See, Pisces triggers others' emotions. This is why those things get shooken up within themselves. And once that Pisces dissolves their boundary, all the stuff that they have been hiding for all these years comes up. See, because that stuff is below the surface. It's what you can't see and what you should know, because it is the real truth about that person when they're not showing it. So this is what people are afraid of, and they react to it, because once they realize that, wow, you're not, once they realize that you're done, they can't accept it because they haven't accepted themselves. So the reaction from Aries is anger, and their thoughts are, you're just quitting. See, you're just quitting. And that right there in itself, they still haven't accepted the verdict that you're done. See, now Taurus reacts to Pisces walking away. And I'm going to tell you, they don't expect you to. They expect you to argue with them and explain yourself, but they become shocked because they thought that you will always be there. See, now when it comes to Gemini and how they will react when a Pisces walks away, is they will become confused, because how could someone do two things at the same time? But see, when it comes to Gemini, they're trying to be two things at the same time. But how a Pisces does it is the fact that they could do one thing, which they can care about you, and then they can leave, because it always works out that way. Now, when a Gemini becomes confused, their thoughts are, wait, they actually left? See, because the confusion is that the Gemini thinks once you're, communicating with them, they think you're locked in, and they never expect for you to pull away to go the opposite direction. See, now, or just simply, by speaking to them. Now, another thing with Cancer, how they will react to Pisces walking away is their reaction will be the mere fact of them being hurt. And the thoughts that they will have will be, why didn't the Pisces tell me sooner? See, because Cancer likes to be the first one to do the cutting, as we know them to be the crab. Now, when it comes to Leo, Leo's reaction when Pisces walks away will be their pride getting wounded. See, putting deep chinks in their armor type of feeling. And see, a Leo's thoughts will be, they're really leaving me? See, because of the insecurity and everything underneath that pride, it's not of strength. See, but when it comes to Virgo, Virgo's reaction to Pisces walking away and leaving them is the fact that they will start to analyze everything, what went wrong, and see, in their thoughts, they will be asking themselves, what exactly caused this? See, now with Libra, when it comes to a Pisces walking away, a Libra reaction will be the fact that because of the scales tipping, they will try to restore its balance. But the Libra's thoughts will be, can we just work it out? See, because they would rather have control of the narrative than to be left alone, see, without closure. See, because that will just keep their scales all balanced. Now, when it comes to Scorpio, the reaction to Pisces walking away from a Scorpio will be the fact that a Scorpio will begin to watch silently. See, they will begin to watch silently. So this could be related to stalking, making fake accounts, just to see what else do you got going on other than them. See, because one thing about Scorpio is they do not like to let go of anything. See, even if you two don't get along. But one thing about Scorpio is their thoughts concerning Pisces afterwards is the fact that the Scorpio will begin to think to themselves and that, oh, interesting. See, and their thoughts will also be interesting. Let's see if the Pisces will come back. See, and they don't even realize the Pisces won't come back. See, now, one thing about Sagittarius and how they will react to Pisces walking away is they will try to act unbothered. And see, their thoughts will be the mere fact that, oh, well, that's their loss. See, because one thing is the jovial Sagittarius doesn't want to face the accountability if it was their fault of why the Pisces walked away. Now, Capricorn, how they will react to a Pisces walking away is they will simply accept reality and see their thoughts moving forward will be, if they're gone, they're gone. See, now with Aquarius, their reaction to Pisces walking away is the fact that they will detach, but at the same time, their thoughts will be, everybody has a choice. Now, when it comes to Pisces reacting to a Pisces walking away, that will lead a Pisces to quietly disappear. Now, what the Pisces will be thinking about the other Pisces is that I already mourned this relationship months ago. So the Pisces already saw it coming. Now, that sums up the video. I hope you guys like the content of which I'm giving. Smash the like button if you resonate. Leave in the comments if you experience the situations like this and how did you react to a Pisces walking away. Thanks for watching. I love y'all. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.